And so I did my homework, worked hard, and came up with my 6-hour talk. What I found out was the most important thing I found out was oftentimes we mistake need for love. But what I really found out was I am incapable of loving you unless I can love myself. I believe that with everything within me. And what that really says is that if I love myself, I will take care of myself. I will draw good lines for myself. I'll have good boundaries. I will be kind to myself. Only when I am kind to myself can I be kind to you. So our work is really in loving ourselves. Then I can love you. When we forgive, we stop rigidly identifying others by their undesirable behavior. Without denying anything, we open our hearts and minds wide enough to see the deeper truth of who they are. And that's what we're looking for. Who are these people that we don't want to forgive, who we are angry with? We see their goodness, and in so doing, we experience our goodness. And that's the other thing I found, that if we experience goodness to another person, we experience goodness in ourselves. After we have done this work, there comes a time where we have nothing left to do in this relationship but to let go of all of those negative feelings. We come to the definition of forgiveness. We're able to release and we're able to let go. Well, I said that I was not going to talk about forgiveness coming from the Catholic perspective. I do want to say this about spirituality. I personally, again, these are my thoughts, truly believe that the spiritual has much to do with our capacity for forgiveness. Because of the nature of emotions, we struggle with our ability to forgive. There's sometimes a start and stop process, sometimes it can take years. If it is our intent to want to forgive another, we can ask for the grace that would allow bitterness to leave. I do believe that prayer and the sacraments and the Eucharist are ways or vehicles for us to move on. So I don't think it's a fluke. I don't think you're any different than I am. It's that on some Sundays, especially during the Eucharist, there are things that I come to see that I can't see during the rest of the week. There are feelings of softness and sometimes sadness that I experience that I don't experience at other times of the week. And it's because I believe it's the sacraments. I believe it's the whole nature of the way we participate in that, in a grace-filled place. I believe that meditation can change much of our sense of being able to forgive. We know that meditation changes the neural pathways in the brain. Most of us know that the prefrontal cortex of the brain regulates negative emotion coming from the amygdala. When we meditate sufficiently, I really think that can change, especially if that is our intent. And in these ways, we open ourselves to the grace of forgiveness. The quality of tenderness and love and goodwill that we obtain from grace will awaken in us a response to seeing a goodness in the other person and in ourselves. And in this way, we will find our peace. What I'd like to have you do now is I'd like to have you just go through maybe a little guided meditation with me. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to breathe in and out. Take some deep breaths in and out. In the same way that each of us has hurt others, we each have been wounded in our relationships. Bring to mind an experience in which you were deeply disappointed or rejected, abused, or betrayed. Without judging yourself, notice if you are still carrying the feelings of anger and blame toward the person who hurt you. Have you shut this person out of your heart? Recall with some detail the specific situation that most fully reminds you of how you were wounded. You might remember an angry look on a parent's face, harsh words from a friend, the moment of discovering that a trusted person had deceived you. You may remember your partner storming out of the house. Be aware of the feelings that arise, the grief or the shame, the anger or fear. With acceptance and gentleness, feel this pain as it expressed itself in your body, in your heart, and in your mind. Now look more closely at this other person and sense the fear, hurt, or neediness that might have caused him or her to behave in a hurtful way. Experience this being as imperfect, human, vulnerable, and real. Feeling this person's presence, mentally whisper his or her name and offer the message of forgiveness, saying, I feel the pain that has been caused, and to the extent that I am ready, I forgive you now. Or, if you're unable at this moment to offer forgiveness, you would say, I feel the pain that has been caused, and it is my intention to forgive you. Remain connected with your own feelings of vulnerability and repeat your message of forgiveness or intention for as long as you like. You can practice forgiving informally throughout the day. When you realize you are judging yourself or another person harshly, you might pause and become aware of the thoughts and feelings of blaming. Take a few moments to connect with the wants or fears that are driving your judgment. Then begin extending to your inner life or another whatever message of forgiveness that feels more natural. Be patient. With practice, your intention to love fully will blossom into a forgiving heart. Do you have any questions? Yes.
You just demonstrated for us that we can do it ourselves in terms of coming to a better understanding of our own hurt or our own anger. But does it help to do it with another person?
Oh, certainly. And what are you suggesting, Liz?
I'm not suggesting, I'm questioning whether or not, because most of us think, well, I can just do it myself.
Yeah. I'm certainly, Vince is also a therapist. So that's why I said, what are you suggesting? Certainly, I'm going to put the pitch in here to say, all right, so let me tell you, I'm going to tell you a story. I wasn't sure I was going to tell you this. There is a family member who I have that it's been difficult, and I have to tell you, it's been difficult since the day he was born. There's never been a relationship. I don't think it ever will really be, and this has gone on for years and years and years and years. So over the years, I've been angry and I've been hurt, angry and hurt that this has been this way. I didn't want this. So I have attempted things like I attempted to talk about reconcile. I wrote 2 letters saying how much I wanted the relationship, and I would get something back about a month later saying, don't worry about it, Mary, everything's okay. So, again, my anger was beyond, it was really difficult. I have a sister-in-law who I absolutely adore.